Trump's intervention, a deep dive into the India-Pakistan crisis of 2025. Is history repeating itself? As tensions flare between India and Pakistan following recent missile strikes, we analyze President Trump's offer to mediate and what it means for the region's stability. On May 7, 2025, India conducted missile strikes on multiple sites within Pakistan, dramatically escalating the already fraught relationship between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. This action followed the devastating April 22nd terror attack in Pahalgam, which India attributed to Pakistan-based militants. The strikes represent a significant departure from previous responses to cross-border terrorism. India's decision to launch missiles signals a more assertive and potentially destabilizing approach to dealing with perceived threats. Pakistan's response has been measured but firm, condemning the strikes as an act of aggression and vowing to defend its sovereignty. The situation remains highly volatile, with the potential for further escalation. Before we dive deeper, tap subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss a Now Nest deep dive into the policies reshaping our world. We break the jargon, follow the money, and spotlight how headline decisions hit your daily life. Join the conversation. Amidst this crisis, former President Donald Trump has offered to assist in de-escalating tensions. Citing his good relationships with both countries, Trump expressed concern and a desire to see the conflict resolved peacefully. Trump's offer raises several critical questions. Is he genuinely interested in brokering peace, or is this an opportunity to re-enter the international spotlight? What leverage does he have, and can he be a neutral mediator given his past statements on the region? His statement that he gets along with both countries is a simplification of a complex geopolitical reality. Both India and Pakistan have distinct relationships with the United States, shaped by decades of history and strategic interests. Trump's intervention should be viewed through the lens of his well-documented foreign policy approach. He often favored direct engagement and personal diplomacy, sometimes bypassing traditional diplomatic channels. His offer could be interpreted as an attempt to regain relevance on the global stage after leaving office. By positioning himself as a potential peacemaker, Trump could be seeking to bolster his image and influence international affairs. However, his involvement also carries risks. His unpredictable style and tendency to make controversial statements could inadvertently exacerbate tensions rather than de-escalate them. The April 22nd Pahalgam terror attack served as the immediate trigger for India's retaliatory strikes. The attack, which resulted in significant casualties, ignited public outrage in India and intensified calls for decisive action. India has long accused Pakistan of supporting and harboring terrorist groups that operate across the border. Pakistan denies these allegations, but the issue remains a major point of contention between the two countries. The Pahalgam attack underscored the vulnerability of the region to terrorism and the potential for such incidents to escalate into larger conflicts. It also highlighted the limitations of existing mechanisms for preventing and responding to cross-border terrorism. The India-Pakistan relationship is defined by a long and complex history of conflict, dating back to the partition of British India in 1947. The two countries have fought several wars, primarily over the disputed territory of Kashmir. The nuclearization of both India and Pakistan has raised the stakes of any potential conflict. The threat of nuclear escalation looms large, making it imperative to find peaceful solutions to their disputes. Understanding this historical context is crucial for analyzing the current crisis and assessing the prospects for de-escalation. The deep-seated mistrust and animosity between the two countries present significant challenges to any mediation effort. The international community has reacted to the escalating tensions with concern, urging both India and Pakistan to exercise restraint and engage in dialogue. Major powers, including the United States, China, and Russia, have called for de-escalation and a peaceful resolution to the crisis. The United Nations has also offered its assistance in mediating between the two countries. However, the effectiveness of international efforts will depend on the willingness of both India and Pakistan to engage constructively. The international community's response reflects the recognition that a conflict between India and Pakistan could have far-reaching consequences for regional and global security. A coordinated and concerted effort is needed to prevent further escalation and promote stability. The United States has historically played a complex role in the India-Pakistan relationship. It has sought to maintain good relations with both countries while also addressing its own strategic interests in the region. The U.S. has often served as a mediator between India and Pakistan, but its influence has been limited by the deep-seated mistrust and animosity between the two countries. The U.S. also faces the challenge of balancing its relationships with India, a strategic partner, and Pakistan, a country with which it has a long history of security cooperation. The current crisis presents a test for U.S. diplomacy. The U.S. must work with both India and Pakistan to de-escalate tensions and prevent further conflict, while also upholding its own strategic interests in the region. The only viable path forward is through dialogue and de-escalation. Both India and Pakistan must be willing to engage in meaningful negotiations to address their outstanding disputes and build trust. Confidence-building measures such as reducing military deployments along the border and establishing hotlines for communication could help to reduce tensions and prevent miscalculations. Ultimately, a lasting peace between India and Pakistan will require a fundamental shift in their relationship, based on mutual respect, understanding, and a commitment to peaceful resolution of disputes. The India-Pakistan crisis has significant geopolitical implications for the entire region. A conflict between the two countries could destabilize South Asia and have far-reaching consequences for global security. The crisis also highlights the importance of addressing the root causes of terrorism and promoting regional cooperation. A comprehensive approach is needed to tackle the underlying issues that fuel conflict and instability in the region. The international community must work together to support efforts to promote peace and stability in South Asia. This includes providing assistance to both India and Pakistan in addressing their economic and social challenges, as well as promoting dialogue and cooperation on issues of common concern. The situation between India and Pakistan remains precarious. Trump's offer to mediate adds another layer of complexity to an already volatile situation. All parties must exercise prudence and prioritize diplomacy to prevent further escalation. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to NowNest, and tap the bell icon so you never miss a deep dive into the policies shaping your world. Your voice matters. So drop a comment, join the discussion, and let's build a more informed future together.